Welcome to another week of Celtic Chalk Talk. My name's Steve Purciello, a diehard Celtic fan for an entire life. If you look at me, you realize I'm not a kid. And we go back to the Bill Russell days. Always rooted for him, always will. I could tell some great stories watching games as a kid with Bill Russell. Okay, this is the Peach Basket Network. We are a group of fans, NBA fans, and we have various podcasts on the net. There's a lot of opinion and there's a lot of thought giving into it. Each of these podcasts are pretty good. I really suggest if you listen to this and you think it's decent, listen and look onto the website and try to find others that might interest you. There's different teams are represented, the overall league is represented, and so on and so forth. But the pods are good and they're independent fans. They're not writers, they're not podcasters for teams or any of the other stuff. We're just fans who like myself, a Celtic fan. This week, we're back to the same topic again. Jaylen Brown. What do we want to say about Jaylen? If I could give Jaylen Brown any advice, I'd say, Jaylen, keep your mouth shut. Let this play. It's not a pleasant thing. I understand. Stop responding when you think you've been slighted because people don't like that. People look at that as you're thin-skinned and you can't handle things. I'm a big JB fan. I think he's a very good player. I've talked a little about it, and I'm going to talk more about it in a few minutes, but I really think it is so important for JB to just keep quiet and let the talking be on the basketball court. When any person, a president, an athlete, any person that's in everyday walk of life, a politician, any of these people are going to meet people loving them, thinking they do a great job, and then other people thinking they're not doing a great job. I had a subscriber a couple weeks ago talk to me about not believing Brad Stevens doing a good job. He's entitled, and it was an interesting back and forth we did in their comments, and we talked about what Brad's moves were and what was good or bad. I believe Brad is very good at what he does, but you know what? I'm not going to fight over it. I wouldn't want to hear Brad tell me what he's done and how things are hurting him. Keep quiet. Do your job on a daily basis and do it. I like the fact that Jaylen has said he will be a monster next season because this is fueling him. That's great. But even that, just do it. Just do it and everybody will be happy. So what I'm, I guess, trying to say is, Jaylen, when you do keep talking, there's a segment of the population that turns off to you. You don't want to keep doing it. Please stop. Let your talking go on the basketball court. That is the most important thing you can do. Now, when we talk about the Celtics and what they're doing, there's a lot to talk about. Anyway, a Celtic organization right now is in a situation that the team has grown. They hit their peak a couple of years ago with a title, of course. But now they're at the point where they're trying to keep this dying dying situation back up there to the top. When a team has already achieved it and is on a slight decline, not a big decline, but a slight decline, they begin to take gambles. And that's, I think, where the Celtics are. Now, if they trade JB, right now it doesn't look like, we could talk about that in a second, but it's an interesting situation. The Celtics are at a point where if you're going to trade, you might want to take a gamble. And that brings me to something else. Sean Grande, the Celtic radio voice, has talked about this on a pod. And one of the things he talked about was JB getting traded, and the return was interesting. He thought Zion and Trey Murphy would be a good return. Now, it's interesting, and if JB's got to go, that might be the way to go. But Zion is, what if franchise is going downward as a team, as their team, they begin to gamble. Zion would be a major gamble. Now, what's the upside of this? The upside is a title. Zion healthy, playing hard, and he's great, but being on the court. And Trey Murphy would naturally help as a good shooter. Trading JB would hurt, but you're getting some things back that, if healthy, can be good. Like Giannis, that's a gamble, because if Giannis is not healthy you lost a gamble. But that's where Boston is right now. Boston is at that gambling stage. Now, there's other deals out there, and I hear Portland with offering different things. But what's interesting about Portland's offer is they don't want Deni Avdija on the market. They won't trade him. So wait a minute. Let me get it straight. You're going to get a top 10 or 15 player, but you don't want to give away one of your good players. We don't want to deal. We don't want to deal with that. And we don't want, and I pray that Boston doesn't get in a trade like that. It's just not good. Just like going to Atlanta, and they don't want to put Jason Johnson into the deal. You're getting quality. You got to give quality to get quality. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. That's fine. We'll move on. But here's the situation right now, as far as I can see. JB, the market has never been as good as Boston hoped for JV. Brad Stevens right now, and I hate to say it because I love Brad, and we will judge it after it's over, but Brad Stevens right now is in a bad spot. He's got to do something. I don't know if JB wants to come back. Of course, if you throw the money at him, giving him more money in a couple of years, he probably would come back and play and be very happy. However, and I talked about this in another pod this week, athletes in today's NBA, their best years productively, offensively, defense, all different analytics, is between 24 and 26 years old. The way the NBA is structured today, you need guys who are making ridiculous money. Giannis, JB at 65, 70 million, he will be making ridiculous money as he gets older. A couple things go on. Your production doesn't stay the same. It starts decreasing. The other thing is you don't play every night, and that's a big thing. So now you lost availability, and you lost a lot more susceptible to injuries, and you're paying a lot of money. The way the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, is structured, right now, the Celtics have to make a decision. If they keep JB and they pay him ridiculous money when he's 34 and 35, it's going to hurt your cap. Just like Giannis would have hurt the cap when he was 34, 35 if the Celtics got him. So they've got some decisions to make. To me, I hate to say it because I'd love to see JB finish his career just like Bill Russell did and Havlicek and all the great Larry Bird, all the great Celtics did. This is a different situation in today's CBA. You got to cut the cord at some point. Best to do it, I've said it repeatedly, to do it now before the value of JB goes down. So, obviously, to me, there's no other choice but to begin to trade him. And also, keep your mind open. In 2 years or so, maybe JT goes next. And that's a shame because you want these people to be lifetime Celtics. What the CBA has done is taken that away from the players, and the fans rather. And the fans root and remember and love these players. That is something that's going to be taken away, and it's just not right. If you're going back to the title 2 years ago, you realize you had Jrue Holiday, you had Porzingis, Horford, a lot of good players around him. The Celtics have decreased in playing ability. Jordan Walsh is a nice player. Cade is a good player, nice player. They're all decent players. Shireman's a decent player. Harper's a decent player. All of these people can play. However, they're not as good as that supporting cast that Brown and Tatum had 2 years ago. So when you evaluate the Celtics, one of the reasons why they don't think they can win right now is because of the other players. What could Boston do? They got to make a choice. If they can't win, maybe you trade JB, or within the salary cap constraints, if you can begin to make the deals or sign the free agents, that'll bring you and work around the edges. But I'm going to tell you, you're not going to get another Jrue Holiday. Those guys don't walk around. They're great players. They're great defenders, clutch players, winners. There's not a lot of them out there. So the other thing, and that's where we are with the JB thing, it's time to look at it and make the trade. That's all my thoughts are. Thanks for this week, and see you again next week on Celtic Chalk Talk.